Hello again, everybody. Today we're going to be solving some slightly more complicated linear equations than probably what you saw last year. The first thing that we need to do is to isolate the variable. And I forgot the parentheses there, but step one, we're going to simplify each side of the equation. So what I'm going to do for that is I notice I have to distribute the 3. So 3 times y would give me 3y, and 3 times -3 is -9. The other side is already fully simplified. They are not like terms. I cannot combine them, so they stay just like that. The next step, we're going to move the variables to get them on the same side of the equal sign. Hopefully you guys remember it's easiest to move the smaller value first. So I have a 6y and a 3y. 3y is smaller, so I want that to go to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 3y from both sides. And when I do that, I get a -27. 6y minus 3y is now just positive 3y. The 3y's over there cancel out, and the -9 comes back down. And from here, we are just going to solve it like we normally would. So I need to get the y by itself. I'm going to get rid of the -27. So I'm going to add 27 to both sides. When I do that, the 27 and -27 cancel out. I have a positive 3y equals 18. Hopefully you can do this last bit in your head. 3 times what equals 18? If not, we got to divide by 3 on both sides, and we end up with our final answer that y equals 6. All right, this next one looks a little bit more tricky, and that's because we have multiple variables in one problem. Hopefully you notice on the directions it says to solve for x. So x is what we want to get by itself. I notice that there are some fractions here, and I frankly don't want them. And it's really nice in this case because they have the same denominator. So the first term and the third term are being divided by 5. If I want to undo that, what I'm going to do is multiply everything by 5. And remember, it's a whole 5, so it's like 5 over 1. So when I multiply by 5 to this, the 5's going to cross out, and I'm going to be left with that a times x. When I continue on and multiply 5 times -4c, it's just going to be 5 times -4c, which gives me 4 times 5 is -20c. And when I multiply 5 now to the last thing, like the third term, the 5's are going to cancel out, and I'm left with just that 3ax on top. Now it's like the example we just did. We need to get the variable we want together. So I have to get my x together. And they're like terms because they're both ax, so that's good. So I'm going to subtract ax from this side and subtract it over here. Remember, the little hidden number in front of this one is a 1. That's smaller than 3, which is why I moved it. Cancels out. Over here, I have 3 of them. I took one away, so I have 2 now. -20c, and everything canceled out on the other side. That means I have a 0 over there. I need to move this -20c to the other side. So I'm going to add 20c to both sides, which is really nice on the other side because it's plus 0. So I get 20c. Those cancel out, and 2ax. And now this might look weird, but I need to get x by itself. With the x is a 2 and an a, and they're both multiplying. Opposite of multiplying 2a is divide by 2a. If you do it on one side, you do it on the other. They cancel out, and I'm left with just x over here. Now on the other side, you want to see if anything actually will cancel out. I notice 20 over 2, that's actually 10. The c on top has nothing to cancel with, and the a on bottom has nothing to cancel with. So I actually would end with x equals 10c over a. All right, hope that helped.